Our webinar today is entitled Essentials of BOM Redlining in SAP PLM 702. This webinar will take a detailed look at the new Bill of Materials redlining capabilities delivered in the latest release of SAP's Product Lifecycle Management Solution 7.02. This has been a long-awaited enhancement that many throughout the SAP PLM customer base have placed high on their requested improvements. My name is Alan Mendel, Vice President of LeverX, and the moderator for today's webinar. This webinar is being jointly presented with SAP. Before I turn the time over to our presenters, let me introduce you to LeverX. LeverX assists companies increase business value by leveraging existing investments in SAP solutions. LeverX is an SAP services partner and an associate member of the PLM Alliance. LeverX delivers strategic, functional, and technical services in the areas of SAP Product Lifecycle Management, Portfolio and Project Management, and related solutions. LeverX offers services for business, process, and strategic consulting, solution architecture development, implementation planning and execution, application management support, on-site and remote delivery models. In addition, LeverX provides services for SAP mobile application strategy, development, and implementation, as well as a broad set of SAP technologies, including SAP NetWeaver, Workflow, Business Warehouse, and Business Objects. We are pleased to introduce our presenters for today's webinar. Our first presenter is Ulf Petzel, Enterprise PLM and MDM Solution Expert, High-Tech Industry from SAP. Our next speaker is Eric Stada, the Director of PLM Consulting at LeverX. Our agenda will proceed as outlined. We'll first discuss new BOM redlining capabilities by Ulf. Ulf will then provide a detailed demonstration of BOM redlining capabilities. Eric will conclude by discussing the value of SAP customers to use the new BOM redlining capabilities. So with that, I will now turn our presentation over to you, Ulf.
All right. Thanks everyone for joining, and thanks for the introduction, Ralph. So great to have you on board today for this session on one of my favorite topics for the last couple of years and months, actually, BOM redlining in SAP. And really, I mean, it's to look at it, back at it, it has been a pain point for me as well in all of my client engagements in the last couple of years, and I'm really glad to have this kind of white space finally filled with this functionality. So what I'm going to talk about is, of course, really, okay, what is this all about? BOM redlining in SAP PLM, what does that mean? And really detail that in the first few slides here. From an introduction perspective here, so really it's a paradigm shift for SAP PLM, to be honest, not for some of the PLM best-of-breed providers, of course, because they had this last couple of years already. But for us in SAP, from a handling of engineering change, it is kind of a paradigm shift, because in previous kind of classic ECR, ECO scenarios, really we were describing the change in an ECR and then manually implementing it with an engineering change order. So this is the classic use case with ECR, ECO, and of course you have like standalone use of a change master, and prior to that maybe something like a quality notification, or even like a document info record or a record in records management to be used in that change request phase. All of these flavors we had in the different client situations, and really we're glad to offer certain things where we actually use some standard functionality to highlight some changes and then really automatically be able to apply those changes once the approval has been granted. So when you look at that from an overall flow of maintenance of bill of materials, of course you have the engineering BOM maintenance, you have the manufacturing BOM maintenance, and in between you could have the handover to manufacturing functionality, which we call guided structure synchronization or SAP product structure synchronization as well. So you don't need to necessarily have that, right? You can handle your changes on engineering and manufacturing BOM at the same time. Some customers are using universal BOMs so that you don't have even a distinction between those two. Okay. I just want to depict that suggesting the changes to BOMs with BOM redlining can happen on either type of these BOMs, and of course of any other types of BOMs as well, talking about BOM usage types.